do you have OBS pulled up?
It's already recording.
How do you know my voice is being recorded?
God dang, man.
Exactly.
I didn't know your voice was important on this. You said it was my episode.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ghost, you've been playing Tokyo Extreme Racer for the last 4 days. You have finished the game in 4 days.
Technically
You
twice.
tell me to go outside and touch grass, but this is like a whole new level of just
That's a
repulsion.
crazy thing. First off, I don't want to hear it at all. Oh, okay, cool. So when you strip a card, oh wait, this isn't the right car. Cool. My bad. For anybody watching, that was a bad move. Whoops, that's crazy. But
This was
yeah,
supposed to be a
actually,
review.
yeah, it is a review.
This was supposed to have structure.
It was supposed to have structure, but there's never any structure when it comes to us, and that's the beautiful part about it. Yeah, to be honest with you, man, just super excited about the game. I was definitely a fanboy. When it came out, I definitely woke up because I normally get up about 5:30 anyways. Okay, first off, relax. Didn't nobody ask? Thank you. But I definitely had this downloaded and ready to go by 6 a.m. And I pretty much pumped out 8 hours day one. Why is this not on here?
That is absolutely insane.
I don't know what to tell you. I have a problem. But here's the fair thing about all of it, right? So I told you a long time ago when it came to racing games, in the event that this game ever does come out again, you lost me. Like, I'm out. Have a good day. I don't want to hear nothing.
Sitting there for 2 weeks and then
Telling you.
sent me a text talking about, hey, I need you to go and see if I'm reading this right. Pull me off my game so I can confirm the crazy.
Yep, absolutely. I'm telling you right now, it was perfect. But yeah,
it didn't
man.
didn't even tell me when you bought it. I was like, hey, the game came out today. What did you?
No, my man said, hey, your game came out today with overwhelmingly positive reviews. Send a text back. I'm 8 hours
on
in.
his 6 hours on. Has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Everybody's loving the game. The game's still in early access.
It's
but
crazy.
Even though, like, I did have this game back in the day. Why are you lowering that so low?
Don't worry about what I got going on. I'm doing this because I know it bothers you to all hell.
I was not. I had the game, and I actually still have it. I still have the game in my closet for Sega Dreamcast, and I loved the game when it was out. The graphics were way far beyond its time. But I was not excited as you are, but I'm still interested in buying the game because I want to support studios like this, because I want to see more racing games within this niche. Like, I think we need more competition within the space.
Absolutely.
I also want this game to grow in popularity so they can have the funds to bring this to console. I don't know how many people work. It was a Genki. I think that's people. Yeah, I don't know how many people work there, or if it's like a small studio, but I really need them to bring this to console so we can have some competition within the racing genre again, because it's getting absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you this, and you and I talked about this the other night when I was still kind of almost to the end of this. They did a really good job of not reinventing the wheel with the game. So if you liked the original game, this is a seamless transition back into it. The only thing I will say that's different, and not to just kind of hijack all of this, is just the interface that you see. Like right now, this was not there in the original game for anybody that never played, and a new mechanism that they threw into it is the perk system, which I think is kind of cool. So like you have different perks here to where you can increase your attack, which is anytime you are leading, you can take more damage to the opponent, and then you have defenses, which is kind of nice, and then it stacks as you go down. And then now that I'm in game, I haven't unlocked all of these yet, but kind of cool. Just as something else that kind of adds a little bit to the skill tree of it. And then you have
adds some depth to the gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have different skills that you can put in. So like all of these SPs actually increase your health bar. This is for a wall. If you feel like you're going to hit the wall a lot, it's kind of nice. And then these are all kind of perks while you're running around. I think I told you this the other night. If you're just running like a really long session, like this one for long run, you get an extra 40% currency when you hit it for like
Okay.
long mileage. And then it just pretty much stacks all the way out. But I guess it's a good time to talk about this. So up here in the top right, there's a B. Those are battle points. So anytime you race somebody, you get a couple of points. Anytime you race a rival, you get more points. Anytime you race a boss, you get more points. Or anytime you race a wanderer, which is a mini boss, you get a certain amount of points. And then those points unlock your perks or your skills.
Oh, okay.
And then like this will upgrade, like these right here will upgrade your wallet. These upgrade your individual
Upgrading wallet, but you mean the what do
amount
you
of money
mean?
you can hold in your wallet. So
Oh, okay. So
the
there's
top,
a capacity
yeah,
limit, I guess.
yeah. And here's the thing for anybody that watches this: when you get into this, it should be one of the first things that you upgrade because, like, let's say your first perk here, let's just say because it's one of the early ones, is $4.5 million. If you race somebody and you have 4,499,000 and you win $1 million, it only caps you at 4.5 and then you lose the rest of the money. So just good
Oh,
practice.
okay.
Make
Yeah, that's
sure you have as many as you can possibly have. But it's also nice because it forces you to either buy upgrades for like your car or anything like that, but also buy other cars too, which is kind of nice. Something else they added into it that I think is really cool. You can actually get legendary tunes from a gentleman in, I'll show you in here in a minute, in parking garages, which is super cool. So I don't want to give any spoilers, but in this game, there is going to be a certain point where you are going to have, and I mean have, to get this legendary tune to be able to get to a certain point in the game. And it is not cheap. So with all of the upgrades I had, it still cost me $500,000. And
good
it
God.
only works for a day. And a day means as long as you stay out on course and then you come back to the garage, that is a day. So if you screw up, hit start, and you come back to the garage, you are out $500,000, which is very,
Good
very
God.
interesting. Yeah, but it's a fun thing. I did it once. That's how I know it is very aggravating. But that's okay. And then you come over here, and then I remember I was telling you this. This is an actual skill tree for all of your cars. And then as you get down through it, you get to open up all the other ones. Most of the ones that everybody wants to see are technically or typically that's your 97 Supra. There is your Skyline, and then that is the 2011, 2014 Nissan 370. And then come over here, you have all of your Subarus, and then the other big boy that
Wait,
most
so
people
there's
want to
like
see is the
is
RX-7.
there any way to actually see the car?
Yes. No, not before
Okay.
you buy it, but once you purchase it, yes. So you can come over
Okay.
here
I
to,
would like them to change that.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if they're
Like
going
I know
to.
it's an early access.
They're probably not going to. Um,
I've
just very
always
different.
advocated for like I shouldn't have to use anything like any other form of like I shouldn't have to come off of your game to look something up. Everything that I need should. Oh, okay. So what is this? They're already
This
there,
is
or is
no. So like once you go into that breakdown, right? The skill tree. Once you purchase it, it goes into your dealer, and then you can actually look at all the cars. So you use your battle points to buy the blueprint technically, and then you can go in and purchase it with your currency,
oh okay. Hmm.
which is different, but
Yeah, it's different.
you definitely get all of your, the big ones that everybody typically wants to run around and get.
Yeah,
You know,
that
there's
one
your
they're
big
gonna
boy
make that.
Skyline. Um,
There's always got to be somebody that makes it into the skyline from Fast and Furious.
there's definitely going to be one, and there's one in the game that you race that is
Oh,
definitely
really?
inspired by the Fast and the Furious one. This will get customized here in a little bit. I'm so excited. And then normally the other big one that everybody likes is obviously your
X7.
RX-7, your Vin Diesels, all those guys out there. Obviously, there's that one, and then the other one that I know. As soon as I told you it was in the game, said the game was getting purchased. Here is your
Yeah,
Toyota Supra.
absolutely. Yep. It's
Uh,
still nothing comes close to that body style.
it's an
Even
amazing
the new
car.
ones, like
Oh,
it's fantastic.
well, I did see on
Especially
another
that back
YouTube.
end.
Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, iconic. Love it. Absolutely amazing. But I did see from another really big YouTuber, you know, there are people out there doing data leaks and things like data miners. That was tough to say. Supposedly they're going to bring in the newer Supra, and there's some other kind of cool cars that are out there that should be getting in there, but we'll see. But I was telling you how you could buy boss cars. So these are all the boss's cars throughout
Oh, okay.
the travels. So kind of cool, just different things that you can kind of pick up.
Right.
Very inspired in the old JDM side of it, which is kind of cool. Kind of
We
nice.
definitely need more games like this.
Very cool. Just very different. This is one of my favorite ones. I don't care what anybody says. I just like it. It's colorful. It is what it is. Deal with it, people.
Take us out the garage. Show us a race.
So
Pretty sure that's what every.
So when you come in, you are
God.
originally only going to see this part right here. And then you're going to have your entry points, which is really nice, the ends, and it'll tell you what direction you are going into. So if you need to chase a certain rival, obviously you can chase them one way or the other. One thing I did want to touch on before we go into any type of gameplay, just because so you can see it, if anybody played Night Runners, this will definitely spark some nostalgia for that, because you can actually come
Cannot
into
wait till that game comes out.
right, so you can actually jump into here, and then you have this part right here. And if you are a lore person like Cal is and likes to read everything, these all will give you some lore about the game, the different types of crews that are out there, give you a little backstory. And then
I like how they draw
over.
the people.
Oh yeah, it's great, and they're all a little different. They all have backstories, which is really cool. And then you kind of come down, and then you can race one of them. And we'll just grab one, and we'll just do a race. So we'll grab this linebacker guy just because.
It's so simple, but yet style.
It's so different. It's very, very different.
Absolutely. Like this, it's just such a throwback to how simple games were, but just how fun they were also. Like
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't really about like all of this, but
right.
it was about like you just getting into the race itself. Like that's where the fun was.
Listen, this game
Like
is so fun to me. I played it twice in 4 days. That's how, or beat it twice in 4 days. That's the crazy thing about all of this. Now I'm not sure if this is gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see after this race if it'll.
I see what you mean. Like coming from Night Runners now, that
Right.
they do such a good job of
Of that.
simulating speed.
Yep.
Like this feels more arcadey, like towards the Need for Speed line. So I would definitely say that's something they need to fix, like
Yeah.
later on in the game.
Yeah, it's very, very different that way. But now, every once in a while, when you race somebody, they might proc a second race. So you got to make sure that you are not going to randomly hit a wall at 130 and take all of your life away, because you're going to have to race somebody else. It is a very, very poo-poo thing to do, especially when you look over and you go, oh, now I got to race somebody else. But
Okay,
I could...
so I was.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was
No, you're
just
good.
wondering how these races were, and I was thinking in my mind I was correct. So it's just you have to be the one to stay in front. It's kind of like an elimination race, like
Yeah.
they used to have in other games, like Need for Speed back in the day,
Yep.
where last one out, you got a certain amount of time to get up before you get eliminated. Like
Right.
whoever's last gets eliminated. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like.
Now, this particular race is a little bit different. Normally, you don't race 3 times back to back. Normally, it's you race, you win, or you lose. And if you're in the parking lot, it automatically takes you back. But yeah, normally it doesn't do that. So you just pretty much, I think it'll do it now. Yeah, it'll pull you back into the parking lot. The only thing that I wish they had, and I don't know if they're going to add it, is being able to jump between parking lots in the game. I think that'd be a really cool thing. But they don't have it right now. So if you want to go to a different parking lot, you have to go back to your garage and
Okay. And then jump to another one.
yeah, I just want to see if maybe we can go back and catch this guy so you can see what this looks like. But anytime you go back to the garage, this is the setup that you will see. So it'll tell you everybody you raced. It'll tell you how much money you have, all of that good stuff, your wins, your losses. And then if you actually unlock a bad name, which is down here in the bottom left, pretty much is what you're called on the streets. You can get it from there, which is great. You can change different names.
It's the affluent evil magistrate.
Hey.
What a mouthful.
Relax, sir. That is sir on the end of that. So we'll go down here and we'll see if we can race this one particular person. And you can see what it kind of looks like when you run up on a new person that you haven't seen before. But I'm super stoked about the game. They have about half of the rivals or crews in the game right now. So it'll be very interesting. Something you can do that's actually really nice that they did. So on the bottom left, how you see regular triangles and you see a triangle that's got a little space in it. The triangles that have a space in it are, blues are everybody you haven't seen before, and then greens are everybody you beat. But the different colored triangle or the different shaped triangles normally represents a boss or a wanderer. And then you see, there was one in the other video in the back, but they look just a little bit different, and those are like main bosses. But pretty much you roll up on somebody, flick headlights, and then it'll do a little intro to whoever this person is. And this might be a wanderer. No, it's another crew member. And this is pretty much the way races go down. Oh, no, it's a wanderer. So I don't know if he's going to let me race him. Because they have
So is it just like a random...
It's a random boss.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's going to let me race him. Nice. He might be really fast. Don't know.
Because I can't really hear the sound effects, like... How would you? Are they accurate to the car? You're a bigger car guy than I love cars.
They are not. They are not.
Okay.
It is very arcadey. It is also very, very early access, but everything does sound a lot alike. The blow-off valves are very generic. The NOS is very generic to what you would think it is. I'm sure if you get to edit this back, you will hear these brake sounds. They are absolutely the most atrocious thing I've ever heard in my entire life in any game. It is rough. I do not like it at all. They need to fix that, but they're probably not going to. Oh, there's a good example. So in the bottom left, you see that other colored triangle that has a triangle inside the triangle? That's a main boss that you have to go over there and race. But yeah, man, it's super fun. Very different.
On the right, that's NOS, and then on the right is the wheel tire pressure.
Those are wear on your tires. So as you race, right now, if you want to use like soft tires, you're going to get 4 or 5 races out of them. Medium tires, you'll get about 8 or 10, depending on how hard and how fast you're kind of getting through some of the combatants. And then hard, you'll get 11 or 12. I don't really run hards; I run mediums. But from what I've seen, as far as the dynamic of like tire wear, it doesn't really affect you that much, to be honest with you. But
that's the car I always used to use back during the Sega Dreamcast days.
A 300? Love that car. I had a buddy of mine in high school that had a upgraded twin turbo. One of those had 600 horsepower, and it was a monster.
God. Your buddy about to kill himself.
Yeah, he was a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. Fantastic car, though. Love it.
Also, like, whenever you hit on a NOS, there's something else that they should work on. It's like, it feels too arcadey and too, like, instant. Like, I need, like, that pull, like, to feel like the walls are shrinking in, like, I need that gradual, feel of hitting nitrous and getting, like, an extreme burst of speed.
Yeah, it's something that Night Runners does really, really well.
Bro, I'm telling you. Like, Night Runners really feels like, obviously, heavily inspired by this game.
Absolutely. I almost think somebody in the studio is behind Night Runners, to be honest with you, for how close it resembles each other.
Right. But it also has, like, its own style, but it's also, like, felt like somebody said, these are the things I want to fix, and I'm going to add them into the game. And it is just phenomenal to play. Like I said, regardless, I think your money should go towards this studio, and it also should go to Night Runners.
I'm definitely gonna pick up. Well, I've already picked this one up, but I'll definitely
Yeah, I
buy
was about to
Night Runners
say.
too. Uh, Night Runners definitely has a little bit of a more gritty feel to it, which I like, which is really weird. But this definitely scratches that itch. I mean, if you're a fan of the Tokyo Extreme Racer series or Import Tuner Challenge or anything that kind of fell along those lines, um, definitely pick the game up. 100%, 10 out of 10 on that side of nostalgia. But there are some things that are kind of tough, but it's also early access. I did want to touch on one thing though, which I find to be interesting. I'm glad somebody else mentioned it in another YouTube I was watching. That the course, like the original C1 loop that I'm on right now, is really big, like compared to what the original course was like. Like there was not a
Uh-huh.
lot of room to pass. It was very kind of more technical, where this is a little more wide, which I find to be very interesting.
Yes,
Um,
now that you say that, I do remember those courses being like you really had to like pick your instances when you wanted to pass because there wasn't many
there
times where you
wasn't a lot.
could. Reminds me of that course on F1. I don't forget which one it is, but it's the one that you hate the most. Where it's all like
Ooh, oh,
really like
Monaco. I hate
yeah.
that course. I hate that course so much. Literally, I will skip that course. I'll take an L. Don't care. I'll come in last.
I
I don't
remember we
care.
were both playing, bro. I said, I will put this car into the
I will
wall.
put the car in the wall, first corner, and take out everybody. I hate that course. Seriously. So this is where you get to pick another name if it comes up, just something very different.
Oh,
I'm not a
okay.
fluent at all, and I am not a guardian, so that is not going to happen. That is just not me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. But
Uh,
cool,
just so
man.
you know,
Go ahead.
before we do that, I don't know how it's coming through on like me watching through capture, but how are the graphics? Because from my perspective, it
They're
looks like a remaster of like the older games. Obviously, it's been brought up a little bit more than that,
right.
but textures look a little flat on my end, like
Um, inside the
especially like the
garage.
wall stuff.
Yeah, inside the garage is nice. There are some things when you're out in the world, it is a little. It seems a little dated. I also don't want to just poo poo on them and say it's bad. This, that, and the other.
But
Um,
yeah, I mean,
also
constructive
realizing,
criticism is always needed.
yeah. So like, even if you come down, like I'll show you this because this is more like the more iconic like highway racing. So if you were like into Wangan Midnight, any of those old animes, or there was actually a video game that was modeled after Wangan, which was absolutely fantastic, which is just strictly all highway racing. There is nothing like the C1 loop or anything. But even if you just kind of come down here, like it's nice to have like the different scaling, but versus some other games that are out there. Obviously, to say it's up to like Gran Turismo 7 standards, nothing
Oh,
is.
absolutely not.
You know what
I
I
wasn't
mean?
really expecting something
But
like that.
even something like it's kind of tough because even you want to talk about something as different as Need for Speed, which is unfortunately AAA, cool.
Eh.
But when you
Yeah, they
start
got
to
the
just
funds to do stuff like,
yeah, but
and the
for
team also.
yeah, but I would say for a game that hasn't been out in honestly 18 years, them kicking up the studio again to bring back the game, I might
Oh,
be
that's
the
fantastic.
only one in this boat, but I like it just the way it is. They didn't change the formula. They didn't do nothing crazy. They did some quality of life stuff, but nothing, nothing different, nothing weird. Just turn on flashlights, bang and go, which is just, I don't know,
And I
man. It
think
just
that's the best way to do it because then if you give, it's not like back in the day where you put out a game and then, everybody's not as connected as they are now. Now, when you put out a game, especially these smaller games that come out on Steam, you kind
right.
of get to build the game with the community if you do
Yep,
it right. I want to stress if you do it right. A lot of
that's the big
developers,
if.
and I feel like they have a great foundation here and they started with what they had in the past, but now they get to everybody who loves this type of these types of games. They get to actually communicate with the devs and say, "Hey, I think we should add this. Work as a community," and then maybe in a year you end up with a fantastic, a fantastic game, and then get enough traction. we get multiplayer in the second one,
Yeah,
which is what I'm hoping.
absolutely.
And then
Uh,
I want to see tears when I start snatching cars. Pink slips. Where is
you
the
know,
this?
there is no dashboard view, just so you know. It's that
I
close
was
up
wondering that as you were
here
switching.
in this. I know because everybody was thinking about it too. There is no actual true dashboard. But
But
I know
here's
you're
the
a
thing. I
psychopath and you're
only
going to use this because you're a
whoa.
madman.
First of all, I
No, there is no
have
whoa.
standards. I don't use dashboard. Even if Need for Speed had dash, I would never use it. Dashboarding is only for like those sim racing, like
Well,
F1,
I use
Gran
dash in
Turismo.
those. Yeah, I use dash in that too. I just got to give
Okay,
you a hard
well,
time, but you're a
okay.
psychopath regardless.
Oh, I think you called me that because I was using it in the crew. I would only
Which
use
is
dash in the crew.
disgusting to even think about. I don't get motion sickness, but you are out of your fucking mind if you think I'm using a dash view on the crew at all. That's freaking
You hit a
crazy.
jump, you don't know what is happening.
You don't know what's happening here. You're doing it in a Koenigsegg, doing 300. No, absolutely not. But this is what I'm telling
Fantastic.
you the other day when I was just driving. Like, we've been on the highway this entire time. Like, just straight highway. We haven't turned.
I mean, which is fine. It's not
Oh,
fine when Need for Speed does it, and then those are the only races you can race with cars that are meant for the highway, and then you're beefing with the Koenigsegg the entire time, regardless of
so
whatever car you have.
completely random that they threw into the game. You can race random cars.
What?
Yeah, this is just a random person up on the highway. You can pull up, hit the lights, and we
Bruh.
can go, bro.
What?
Yeah, just
The nameless one.
yep, the nameless one, and then oh, definitely rear-ended him. That's okay. There's
So
another thing.
everybody is just down to race.
Oh, I'm gonna show you something else. If I can find one, I'll show you. Because I thought it was just me. I was like, oh, is this something different or
So do you get anything,
interesting?
like, I'm guessing the rewards is like very minimal for
Yeah, I
doing
mean,
this.
at this point, I mean, if you're just looking to, rack up some money, it's good to. Is that one? No. But yeah, once you get to a certain point, I mean, you're not getting any of the new races or anything like that. Like, here's this. Ooh, slow down. Like, you can race the utility vehicles too. Just random. That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy. We just out here with
It's like,
the with the Google
it's
cart.
just the stupid niche type activities you can do that I miss from like those Easter egg type moments. Like, wait, I can race anybody? Like, it's
Anybody.
just something stupid and funny to do. Like, reminds
Everybody's
me of
down
something
to
like
get
Midnight Club.
clapped.
Midnight Club would have like funny, like, why are we driving on two wheels in Midnight Club?
Who knows? Who freaking knows?
Having an Escalade up on two wheels trying to drive between two cars.
Drifting with spinners on it. Just
So
different.
comic.
Just
God.
different, man. It's totally
All right,
different.
I have no idea how long we've been running. I know it's way over 15. But
Absolutely.
but
Don't care at all.
but I know it's early access too. But if you were to give it a score out of everything that you've played, everything that you've seen, because you've seen it twice,
So I'm going to give you mine,
what's the
and then
score?
I'm going to be objective about it. So for me, because I'm a diehard fan of it, it's 10 out of 10 because it's the
Okay.
nostalgia bump that I was looking for. If I had to be constructive, I mean it's 7 out of 10. It's not bad. It is very niche. This game is not for everybody. Um, they do need to work on some scaling with the difficulty because you can run through 200 races really quick. Trust me, I did it in
Okay.
4 days and did 400 races, which is disgusting now that I think about it. But the scaling of some of the normal races that you're doing versus like a wanderer or a boss are way too far in between. Like you just seen where I was running through a couple of races and then a wanderer like walked me like I wasn't even sitting there. So
God.
there are just some things that I would like for them to kind of tweak up a little bit. But yeah, other than that, man, I mean, it's a good game. The currency, you can buy any car you want. I don't have a problem getting any of the the battle points to unlock anything on the skill tree. It's not a bad early access kind of play. But if you are not, and I repeat, if you are not into the heads up, me roll down the street, hit lights and go, you are not going to like the game, because that is all you do. There is no different flavor to it. It is, I'm a street racer, and that's what it is. No frills, no thrills. That's it. It's
And that's
beautiful.
how it should be. I don't we've had this conversation before, off chat, in chat, over text. Games, miss when games tailored toward communities. Because when you came off of one game and you went to the other game, it was like you were joining a whole different clan or community. Like it was
Hmm.
like a whole different vibe over here. And I miss that. Now, because these projects take so much time and so much money to make,
Right.
and industries now have to recoup those millions of dollars. And in
Yep.
order to recoup those millions of dollars, they need to appeal to as broad as audience as they can.
Yep.
Now, in that case, we do get some bangers, like Spider-Man or Last of Us, but those are outliers, like in this economy. But there's too many AAA studios out here just throwing millions of dollars at a project, but not
Hmm.
really understanding the space, Concord. Um,
It's it's very different.
it's but this, I feel like, if we want these classics like this to come back, we need to show our support and vote with our wallet so we can continue to get games like this. This is what I
Absolutely.
want. Even if I don't play, even if I don't even play, I'm still going to throw money at Genki, because I think this is phenomenal work for an early access, and this is a game made for the community,
I
not for
will
everybody, for the
I will
community.
I will tell you this right now. 100%, I fully believe this. You get this up to where they put multiplayer in here, I promise you, this game would take off. Because you know what? Do you
Absolutely.
want to know how I know it'll take off? Because you and I got unfinished business in a lot of racing games, and this is absolutely one that we would just sit on here and just dog each other out consistently. And I don't care if it's toxic masculinity or whatever it is you want to call it, but that's what we're here for. And I absolutely
Right.
love that. And I hope they
I'm
bring
here
that
for the
out.
competition
Or
all
if
day,
it's
every day.
multiplayer, because we're in parking lots, something like what GTA 5 tried to do, let's have a car show. Get a
Yes,
couple of
that
people
too.
on that's a
Remember?
crew, and let's look at everybody's cars and let me see what you got
Right.
going on. Let me see what your
Bring
taste and your flavor is.
bring back the hub, like, because Night Runners had it where you could walk up and see other people's cars. Like, I
Hmm.
I want something like that in the racing game, like a hub space. You know how when you start up for a race, like usually they have you sitting in the lobby, you just looking at everybody's player card. Instead of that, instead of us sitting in like basically like a loading a static screen just looking at player cards, how about you just put us in a hub area where we get to walk around and look at everybody's cars before the race? Make it,
Oh
or
yeah.
you can like text chat. Well, you might have to turn them. You might have to turn the moderation off, because
Absolutely.
if you let actual voice chat be used, oh, it's
There'd
gonna
be
be raunchy
deviants
in
in
there.
there.
I ain't lying, especially if you racing for pinks or stuff like that. Oh
Oh
my
no,
god,
I'm trash talking the whole way through.
right? But yeah, I'm really glad they put something out like this. I think the Helldivers CEO once said his very famous quote. He says, "A game for everybody is a game for no one." So yeah, we need niche projects like this
Well,
completely.
there is definitely a
Um,
community out there that will support this, and it's going to be
Absolutely.
fantastic as we get through it, which is going to be great.
Yep. I don't have any more thoughts. Did you have anything else you want to add?
Nope, I'm in all the way.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Also, let us know in the comments. Did you pick up the game? Did you also beat it in 4 days or less?
Trying
I'm,
to outdo me? I'll
I'm
replay
really,
this right now.
I'm really interested in doing that. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for listening, and make sure to hit that bell so you never miss a video. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.